Last week, the teaser was all about how we got to the osmosis, so let's deal with that first.
We ummed and ahed whether or not to have the bottom blasted, but really, if you want to know what's going on under the anti-foul, if you can get it done cheaply enough, and if you're prepared to put back all the material that the blaster removes, then I would recommend it as a first step to resurrecting an old boat.
Our chap here cost just £300 plus VAT, and he even asked exactly how many layers we wanted taking off, so that was a no-brainer.
Yeah, we began to discover that Cassandra's gel coat was a bit unusual. There were pits in at about 1 to 2 millimetre deep, mostly on the waterline, but also on the bottom of the keel.
The gel coat was mixed with some sort of talcum powder type silicate and slathered on to a depth of between 4 and 6 millimetres thick.
We didn't see a single blister for about a week.
During which time we began preparing the hull by sanding it.
Then I noticed a lump, probably about 2 inches across and sitting near the waterline at the bow.
I remember looking down the length of the boat and just thinking, oh dear, those plump, generous, smooth lines like a classical marble statue had gone, and in their place was an undulating pox of lumps and bumps.
It seemed to us that we had different types of blisters.
This blister formed between the fiberglass layup and the gel coat.
The vast majority of our blisters looked like this.
Sometimes we'd come back to a dugout blister and find that there was fluid still seeping around the edges.
You can't epoxy on anything wet, and we didn't want to have trapped fluids anywhere, so we took the gel coat back until there was no sign of any fluid.
Fluids from this next blister have obviously penetrated the layup. You can see the dry white fibres in the centre that have no resin in them.
Look at the obviously resined outer area.
A few of the blisters had done that, and a couple had penetrated more than 1 layer deep. So we had to remove the material and replace it.
Yeah, we dug out the bad stuff and put in nice new fiberglass.
This is how we cut out the blisters from our incredibly thick gel coat, with a die grinder. First I carefully marked out what I thought was the edge of the blister, then I went over and over with the die grinder, eating through 10 miles of gel coat / crust as I went.
That there is the osmotic fluid spurting out, and you know it instantly because it smells like vinegar.
The die grinder ate through the non-structural gel coat, but changed its feel and tone as the head encountered the hard fiberglass layup underneath. And this one I got just about right, as there was no ring of liquid left, and I didn't have to take this one back again afterwards.
But once you ended up with the small island of gel coat in the middle, the second that you touched it with the die grinder, it would pop off.
Yeah, because it wasn't attached to the hull. There'd obviously been a void or some liquid behind there, and it just popped straight off. And then the next thing to do is just to bevel the edge to allow the fairing material or whatever material to grip a little harder.
So explain that a little bit more. What does that mean?
Like make a bevel, like an angle.
So you hold the die grinder at a different angle and graduate the gel coat?
Yeah, just to give more area of purchase here. This is a better example. You can see what I'm doing with the die grinder there.
In our next video we'll talk about what we filled the holes with. For now, however, let's return back to Faoin Speir. We left off having just entered the Medway in the fog and completed Robin's first night sail.
I think this is the first time that we've actually sailed in rain since we've left port.
We saw the Mornsel forts, which are great big steel towers that were used as, I think, anti-aircraft defences in the Second World War, and some car transporters, which were huge and very tall and boxy. They didn't look like ships very much at all, from the back especially.
So our first night sail taught us quite a lot about several different things, one of them being AIS, but I'll let Robin tell you a little bit more about that.
I was very impressed with the whole AIS transponder thing, and not so much from being able to see it and look at targets and look at all that kind of thing. I think looking with your eyes and keeping a good watch is probably better for that, but the fact that we were aware from the actions of things like Dover, harbour control and the ferries, they were watching us on AIS as well, so they knew what course we were on, and they knew when we were changing course to go round them, they saw that instantly and responded in kind.
That has prompted us to buy an AIS transponder.
Indeed, which is sitting in a box right there.
We arrived nice, safe and sound. I got off the boat to film Faoin Speir coming in to her berth, which she was going to be at for quite a while, and Leonard expertly brought her in.
He did. That was amazingly well done. The other thing is that it was really exciting to be on board as they came in for their winter berth. But if you want to watch this, you need to see the version that's got the music by David Skinner on the Faoin Speir channel. When we arrived, Leonard made his special chicken, which we have the recipe to. It was absolutely delicious, and we had it with bum sauce. Ooh, yeah. Okay, tell us why you're excited then.
Because this, apparently, back to me, is our main sail.
While we were working in the boatyard, we were approached by a gentleman who said, "I've got your main sail." So we went to his factory and retrieved it. This is what we got.
Now, we have hull 036, and according to the Westerly Wiki, that is the first hull. However, we know there is a gentleman who has hull 30, and his sail number is R1. And we're excited to see what sail number's on it as well. So, here we go. It looks in really good condition. It's been lovely folded up. And I don't think it's got a sail number on it. I don't think it's either. It looks like it's on it. It's down. It's not the main. Yeah, it's not the main. So let's put it away. Well, that was disappointing.
With our first intended leaving date fast approaching, we realised we had not a single mast up on the boat. So we went to the boatyard, picked up the mizzen and put it up. And I took these photos and put them up on Facebook. And the response was unbelievable.
In the previous clip, you heard me mention the sail R1.
And here it is.
It's owned by Graham Baring, the first Renown owner.
Graham got in touch and said we could borrow R1 for as long as we liked, for absolutely nothing. And I was very touched by that gesture. It was fantastic. It really helped us out of a hole. It meant that we had a sail and we could go cruising with it.
So thank you very much, Graham. We are ever so grateful, and we hoisted her straight away, and she looks marvellous. Thank you very much. The ending to this story is that we actually got to meet Graham Baring down at the Bewley Boat Jumble, and he is such a nice guy. He didn't even need to give us his sail to be a nice guy. He's just a wonderful person.
Yes, it was really lovely meeting Graham, and we look forward to meeting Zoe and Georgia and Tour Renown sometime in the future.
Okay, so what are you going to put in the next video?
I think we should just show them pictures of Dilly playing with fenders.
Okay.
That's lovely, that is. Okay, spoiler alert, we finished Cassandra and lifted her in October. A very proud moment. And we then spent our first winter on board the boat in the marina, and lots of things happened there. And in the new year, I went sailing and finished my day skipper down in Gibraltar, which was lovely. So we'll tell you all about that next time.